Still have your net worth grow so big it'll trap dolphins. Fox Business anchor Lauren Simonetti. The last person to call her four eyes still has to wear orthopedic shirts. Host of Kennedy Saves the World podcast, Kennedy. And finally, people at the gym ask her how much she can French press. Fox News contributor, Kat Timpf. Kennedy, we don't really talk about this war, do we?
Not enough.
Yeah, why is that? Is it because people
On both sides are really for it. And I look at this and I listen to what RFK Jr. is saying, and I'm like, where are the hippies?
Yes.
Because it used to be the left, they were the ones who cornered the real estate on the anti-war market. And while I don't agree that Ukraine should just give back land to Russia, I worry that in 20 years we'll be broke, and that's what's going to happen.
Exactly. And man, have you ever been to Ukraine, Jeff?
No, sir.
Yeah.
No.
Well, we're going tonight. A little surprise.
Field trip.
No, but it's like
There's been really no major consequences for us for being involved in this, but we shouldn't just assume that that means that there never will be. And in fact, the longer we stay involved and the more involved we get, that actually rises the odds of that. It was not an accident that they had him there on her day off when she was, presented herself as the, expert on systemic racism as a white lady.
well, she had that one Halloween where she went as Diana Ross and she felt she was treated different.
One thing that didn't happen. People throw around systemic racism. It's like it's a buzzword, right? What does it really mean? They asked him to define it. And I would have liked him to use that as an opportunity to get votes.
This was such nonsense, and we were talking before the show about that scary scene where Sonny is cowering and Whoopi's strong and loving fart-covered arms because this vile maniacal man is going to leap out of his chair because he can't control himself.
Yes.
He's got so much rage, so much Republican rage.
Yes,
that
exactly.
He's going to lean into them and strangle the very life out of them.
Yeah, I think
I would love for them, like Department of Education, FDA, CDC. There's so much redundancy. There's so much we don't need. They amassed an incredible amount of power. And it doesn't matter if they have declared the COVID emergency over. They still have that power. They still have all of our tax money.
Right. Anyway, isn't this more proof that when government grows, it just... The sage old libertarian.
Yeah, no, I agree. You should shut it down. And she wasn't really laughing like ha ha ha. It was more of a mwah ha ha ha. That's an important distinction because jokes are great. That wasn't a joke. She was just basically like, "You suckers, eat it."
Exactly.
That's the lady you pick.
Yeah.
I mean, the good news is like
Drives me crazy too. It's not fair to anybody. It's not fair to the majority of the prisoners.
Yeah.
8,000 prisoners in Minnesota. They have to deal with Christina Lusk and 47 other transgender prisoners. But here's my deal.
Want to save money and come out ahead in the long run, then sell drugs, get busted for it, go to prison, hang out with a bunch of hot prison chicks.
Oh, yeah.
And then you get your surgery taken care of. The other thing is, if you're a fella, then just start playing women's sports because it's like a guaranteed scholarship.
Yes.
no. I mean, look. I guess you should just not care that much if the internet calls you dumb.
That's true.
Because if I cared that, boy, I would never get out of bed.
No, that's true.
And I'm not dumb, or I wouldn't be here. But they'd be like, oh, she just said like, that makes her dumb. It's like, you're 95 years old. People my age say like as a verbal pause, and it has nothing to do with my intelligence.
It's true. There's a lot of people in there.
And you're very smart for telling the same joke 300 times?
Well, you set it up.
Marshmallows.
Yes.
It's not
Creamy
fair.
marshmallows.
It goes to show you the patriarchy is real. Men have been emasculated, and they're going to go look for their nuggets in the weirdest places. You know who we have to thank for this?
Who?
Jimmy Kimmel.
Oh.
Because the Man Show set this whole thing up. They created the disgusting paradigm and show how awful and evil men really are. And he was the author of this entire thing. And he should have to live in shame and listen to this for the rest of his broadcasting days.
In a women's prison.
They can have a podcast.
Yes.
So this is what happens when you let anybody host something.
Yes.
Do what they want. And they edit it accordingly. I mean, they edit it to their point.
I've watched it sometimes.
Rules is having like the greatest resurgence
Yeah.
in
All
the
right.
history of Bravo.
Well, I have a rule that